the third part, the evaluations. Now we will listen to our 5 evaluators giving their feedback and evaluation to our speakers today. First, for speaker number 1, Khánh Phạm, his evaluator is Toastmaster Helen. And the timing rules for all of our 5 evaluators today is you have at least, you make the speech in at least 2 minutes. At 2 minutes, you will see the red card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the yellow card. At 3 minutes is the red card, and you must jump to the conclusion because at 3 minutes and 30 seconds you will hear the sound of the bell ringing. And good luck to our evaluators today. For Toastmaster Khánh Phạm, the speech title Informational Diet. Welcome on the stage his evaluator Toastmaster Helen to give the evaluation speech. Toastmaster Helen.
Hello everyone, I'm Helen. I'm so happy and honored to be here being an evaluator for Khánh Phạm speech. And why I say that? Because of his evaluation and also some people evaluation, I won the champion. So I hope that my evaluation today can help you to win champion next year because he told me. Because he told me that next year he definitely will take part in the contest. So I hope Firstly, I would like to say about the content. His speech is for me is very meaningful. Why I say that? Because I did read the book Thích Nhân Hạnh. He said that there are 4 kinds of food impact our life a lot. The first one, the food we eat every day, like biological, like meat or something. But the second food is very, very important. It's a soup too. It's a kind of emotional, it's a kind of information, it's a kind of something we listen. So information diet today, I talk about, is very important to our life to have have a healthy life. Not just about the foods that we eat every day, it's about information. So please bear in mind that information diet is very, very meaningful and very important to our life. And thank you so much for providing us very meaningful content. He also has very good structure. Why I say that? He begins with the question. Do you remember the question at the very beginning speech? He asks us that when you wake up, do you take the phone immediately? You raise your hand, right? You are a liar. And also, the very next, he gives information about definition about information diet. Because in some time, we didn't know about that. So right now, you know about the information diet. So the knowledge on your hands, you can look up in the Google. He also gives the next structure very good and clear about his habits in the past and also 5 years later and how he changed. And at the end of his speech, he talked about the solution we can apply in life. Can you remember the 3 ways he did in his life in order to change information diet? The first one, that he just used Facebook just once. Second thing, he write down everything that he want to search and just limit. And the third one, have a victory sheet. Whenever we just search Facebook just one time, we just tick a victory sheet. So hopefully it's helpful to you. But talking about the main focus today, he talked about the body language he wants me to focus on. And I would say that he's so good about body language. He used the hand very smoothly. He also taught the information. A lot of information coming to us. We have to bear in mind, so he used the hand very smoothly. He also know how to move his hand, right? But if I have a chance to give his recommendation, I would love to share the first one. That it's better, the speaker, if you know how to control your eyes. Because sometimes he look in the hand, the lens, right? So it's better and love that you give your eyes to audience and give a smile. And second thing is a pause. Because a pause is the silent space that we give audience to understand our speech. So pause in emotional, pause in speech, and pause about the pace of speech. And hopefully my recommendation can give you a big champion next year.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Helen, for your evaluations, speech and feedbacks. and all our evaluators because because she's the champion in the prepared speech international, but not the evaluation. So no worry, all of us have a room for improvement and practice at the meetings. So all our evaluators, remember, time flies quickly. When you come here on the stage for the evaluators, be on time, because you just make it in 2 minutes and no more than 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, a lot of things to share, and I think Khánh learned a lot from Helen's feedback today. And next we will listen to the evaluation speed of Hòa to Toastmaster Thanh Thi moving out. So Hòa, are you ready to come on the stage?
No, I'm not speaker. Are you ready? Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you're ready now. One tip for all of our evaluators is that when you see the ring car, you better jump to the room for improvement and recommendation. Then you will not be out of time. Yeah, the car signal for you. Listen to it.
Hello, hello.
Pin on your t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Okay, like this. Wow. Like
Yeah, are you ready?
Okay, I'm
Toastmaster
ready.
Hòa Vũ, evaluators number 2 to Toastmaster Thanh Thi.
Okay. Today I'm very happy because I can be here today to evaluate for Thanh Thi moving out. Exactly, I really love her message. Her way, the way, how the brave. I can see that she's very brave. And do you remember her message? What is this?
Fulfill your life with the adventures.
No, the life is your own. So please have the responsibility for this. This right? So I really love that message. But sometimes I love the way how she move, how she show to everyone her message also. I really love that, totally. I love that. But there's some point. I need that if you can, can improve for the next time, maybe it's better for you. Because you are in level 2, the project 1. Is that mean that you have to understanding about the communication style. And in the life, we have a lot of communication style. Because it's based on the target, based on the situation also. For example, Godet. When you said that, oh, you want to moving out, what did he say? He said, oh, what did he say?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's right?
No.
So it's called that it's very aggressive, right? So we have a lot of the communication style in our communication every day. But when you define that, because at the first you said that you don't choose communication style for the speed. Maybe it's a little bit it make everyone misunderstand that you don't know what's the purpose of the speed. You don't know what's the purpose the target today. Yeah. So I think if you focus on this, I recommend you that the next time you should do this again, this pathway again. Yeah. Okay, it's my advice for you. Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, thank you, Hòa, for the recommendations. Just make a little bit too clear, because Thanh Thi take the pathway in level 2, and level 2 is a bit more difficult than level 1. That's why she must follow the purpose of the project, which is to understand your communication style. So all of our members, when you log in the pathway and study, you will see how many communication styles are there. And Toastmaster will have a challenge for you to tell a story or something that point out that you know what your communication style is. You must point out that in your speech. So today, if Thanh Thi have a good story, she fulfill all the skill, but she must adding on what is her style, or what did she learn from that story about her communication style. So that will meet the requirement. And that's why Hòa recommend you can consider doing the project again or not. It's still up to you, but Hòa recommend and you can consider about that. So the level 2 is a little bit more challenge, right? And now I would like to move on next to Toastmaster Hải Linh, the evaluator to Toastmaster Hải Anh, introvert. So what is the elder sister gonna recommend for her younger sister? So let's listen to Hải Linh. Yeah, put on the microphone, the teacher. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. And now welcome on the stage, Toastmaster Hải Linh.
So I was really impressed by your talk today because it showed the improvement through the time that you speak throughout the stage. But also I have some recommendation that I want to give you and suggest so that you can have more improvement in the future. And there are three main parts that I'm going to say today if I have enough time. So firstly is the vocal variety because that is your purpose. And I noticed that you have a really high squeaky voice, and that is the thing that people notice you, like people like your voice, but psychologically people pay more attention when you speak like lower. So you should try to like lower your voice so that people can pay attention to your speech more, and also to take you more like seriously. And secondly is about your tone and your pace. So I noticed that you speak like faster than the previous speech, and that is a good sign. But also because you speak like too fast, you forget to like emphasize the things that are important. So if I were you, I would like slower at the important parts, like introverts are cold people, or maybe why am I the only one who blah blah blah, like that. And secondly is about the body language, and I must say that you really did a good job today in your body language, because I know that you really struggle with your body, like how to put your hands, and I noticed that you like move your hands more and put it out of your body, out of your comfort zone. But sometimes I do catch the moments when you like put your hands like this, like it's like stay for a really long time, and it's like okay to pause a little bit, but it would become a problem if like you just put it here for a while. So try to like stay in your mind that move your hand out of your body like that. And it is so much better if you move more on stage. So I noticed that you like stand really steady in your posture and your stance, but because of that it might seem like you rarely move on stage, and that really is a little minus, but I think that it's improvement through the previous one when you stand when you stand not really steady. And also at the end I think that you should emphasize more, because that's your final impressions. So that is the end.
Thank you, Hải Linh. You know what? The timer is so engaging in your evaluation speech that she forgot the time.
I'm really interested in your speech.
Yeah. She was so focusing and engaging in the speech on the stage here that she forgot to raise up the car, the timing signal car. Okay, and next we will move on with Toastmaster Thông Nguyễn evaluator, which is Toastmaster Chia Sam. So Chia, are you ready to give the evaluation to Tom if you still have a choice? Yeah, Toastmaster Chia Sam.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think today Tom Nguyen really gave us a very scientific study, right? So if you get more knowledge from her presentation, let's give her a round of applause. I think that is very well prepared, because in her presentation has a lot of data, a lot of Q&A, so that we can learn the cancer, the heart disease, and how it comes from. So that is, I think, the meaningful speech. But in Toastmaster stage, we should give some feedbacks. And my feedbacks are as follows. For this is a very professional speech. I think the visual aids is necessary, such as the cancers. Maybe you can show us the picture, and the data. It is also should in the slash, so that we can grasp it. But if you just speak and without some aids, then we cannot grasp it very quickly and very deeply. For this is my first suggestion. And the second suggestion is about this is the scientific research, and I don't think we should have the body language or the vocal variety, but I think the pose and the time give the audience should have. What I mean is, do not raise 4 questions in the beginning of the speech, just one by one, and after you raise a question and you get the answer, and then you analysis this question. And most importantly, and in the end, you should give us your suggestion based on your observation, because that is very beneficial for us. And no matter the healthy lifestyle or healthy research, will let us have a happy and healthy life. So that is my suggestion for you. But all in all, I think we learned a lot from your presentation. Good luck. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chia. Thank you for your feedbacks to Toastmaster Thơm. And now we move on with the last evaluator, Toastmaster Linh Nguyễn, giving her feedback to Toastmaster Nguyệt Lê. And welcome on the stage, Linh Nguyễn. Yeah. The stage is yours.
Thanks. Do you guys all enjoy Nguyet's speech? Raise your hands. Ooh. Do you remember
Sometimes.
what is her core message? Anyone remember her core message?
Be stupid sometimes.
Yes, so it's a very easy to remember message, right? Also, how do you feel when you listen to her speech? Have you ever felt the same way? You were sitting in a class, or even you're sitting here, you wanted to ask a question, but you're afraid to look stupid. So I think this is a very relatable feeling to all of us. So that's the first thing I would actually like to congratulate her, is that she is able to bring a very relatable topic, but in an interesting way. So I will sort of go about my evaluation in 2 parts. The first part is to say what she has done well, and the second part is to also give her suggestions on things that she can improve. Because here we evaluate people to be better speakers. So we don't always just give like, oh, you're amazing and all that. We also need to give good feedback so that people can take it to the next time. So first of all, I would like to list out 3 things that I think Nguyet does very well. And I think that these 3 things is already setting her on a way to become the next contest winner. And this is from my observation, because I also participate in the speech contest. I failed, but there's a lot of lessons that I learned from that speech contest. And the first thing that I think she did well is that she created a very easy to remember title. Be stupid sometimes. So the speech title already give you a clear idea of what she wants to talk about and what she wants you guys to implement immediately. So even if you don't remember her speech, you know that you just need to be stupid sometimes. The next thing I think she does very well, and I think this is the core, idea of how you're going to win the speech contest, is to tell a good story. So I think I fall short on this because I am a kind of person who is very logical. I'm an engineer. So I don't really know how to create an interesting, engaging story. But Nguyet does this very well because the story that she told is actually very simple. She was sitting in a class and she was wondering why they have the double, the equal sign, right? and she tells that simple story, it might happen in only 30 minutes, but in that story, we feel her emotion. We feel the emotion that she felt when she asked that stupid question and people look at her and they're like questioning, why is she asking that stupid question, right? So I think that's a great key message in storytelling, is that you're able to create that emotion, evoke that emotion in the listener so that they can see themselves being in the same shoes as you. And another point that I think you did well in your storytelling is that you have a satisfying concluding ending. So when you tell a story, you create the emotion, but then it needs to end on something, a good note or a conclusion. So when you listen to her conclusion is actually she became the best student. So we feel that there is a satisfying ending to that story. And last but not least, I think conclusion and her body language is very, very good. So I don't think I want to comment on too much. But for the improvements part, which I think you can take it to the next level and win that speech contest, is only 2 points. The first thing is that you need to include the audience more in your speech. So this is how all the winners won. So I've noticed this, is that in the beginning, it's okay, in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end, you need to include the audience. So for example, in the introduction, you need to ask the question, you can do it by questioning the audience a little bit more. Have you ever felt the same when you're sitting there and you're feeling stupid? Or in the middle of your speech, when you're telling that silence moment, you can also ask the audience, have you also felt like me? Like I'm so stupid and people look at me like I shouldn't belong here. That raises a question in the audience. And last but not least is the conclusion. You also need to include the audience in the conclusion as well. So that's my number one recommendation. And I think the second one is you need to repeat your catchphrase a little bit more. So be stupid sometimes. You need to use this more frequently in your speech. And yes, it's okay, but I feel like this would benefit her. So I want to go. So repeat your catchphrase in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Be stupid sometimes. Repeat that. Last but not least, maybe just a small suggestion is about your body language. When you use the silence, because you did say that you want to use silence more, right? So I remember in one part of your speech, you said you should use silence. When people look at you, you let that moment just like, happen. You don't need to say anything. Just be silent with the audience. And I think that will create a bigger impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Linh Nguyễn. So this is also the end of the second part, the third part, the evaluation section. And our timer, Helen, can you